Do you love me? Do you need me? Do you want me? Do you love me?
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to go ahead and start by priming our face, and I'm using my Hangover RX face primer by Too Faced. And then right after that I'm going to go ahead and prime my lips with my Best Damn Lip Mask by Nicole Guerrero. Now starting off with the eyes, I already did my brows off camera, so I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I think this is an important step because it helps you have a clean, even base for when you apply your eyeshadows. And then once I blend out my cream concealer, I'll go ahead and set that with some loose setting powder, and then that also will help the eyeshadows blend together. So for the eyes, I'm going in with my brow bone highlight first, and I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Shadow in Iced Latte. I do this because I feel like doing my brow bone highlight is easier first and then being able to blend on my eyeshadow up instead of doing it the other way around. Now for this look, I'm going to be using my Lorac Pro palette. So for my transition shade, I'm going to be dipping into Taupe with a thick blending brush, really kind of concentrating that in the crease of the eye, again just to make sure that we can help our shadows blend once we start applying them. So next I'm using the shade Sable, really kind of concentrating that in the outer V area, and then once there's not so much pigment on my brush, I'll go ahead and drag that into the crease. I do the exact same thing on the inner corner, really focusing the color in the inner corner of the eye, and then once there's not so much pigment on the brush, I'll go ahead and drag that into the crease. Now I'm going in with a smaller blending brush just to really focus that brown color in the corners of the eyes. I go back in with that thicker blending brush just to really make sure everything blends out seamlessly. Now I'm going in with the brush that came with my Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm dipping into the black in the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm really just deepening out those corners, focusing again the color right on top of the brown, and then when there's not so much pigment, I'll go in and bring it into the crease of the eye. And I'm going back and forth between the Modern Renaissance brush and then my other blending brush just to really make sure I blend out those lines. Sometimes using black, if you use the same brush while blending, the color can really kind of just smudge everywhere and it creates a mess, so I recommend using two different brushes. Now I'm going back in with Iced Latte and I'm focusing that in the center of the lid, and I'm using a flat brush by e.l.f. I did spray my brush just to get a little bit wet to make that shade pop a bit more. I go in once again just to make sure everything is blended. Now for eyeliner, I'm using my Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and I'm just going to be doing a basic wing. Now for lashes. This can be a little stressful. I promise if you just keep practicing and keep trying, it'll become easier and you'll be able to put on lashes in no time. And I'm also using the Ardell Double Up Lashes. Now going into the face, I have no idea where the footage went of me doing my foundation, but I used my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade Y315. And so now I'm just going in with my concealer, and I'm using the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Concealer. I'm not sure what shade this is, but it will be down in the description bar in case you're wondering. I also go in with the cream contour, and with this I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer again, this time just in the shade 30. And I'm putting this in the hollows of my cheeks, around my forehead, around my jawline, and also around the tip of my nose. I have a pretty round nose at the tip, and so I really just put the lines there to kind of make the tip of my nose seem more narrow instead of round. And then I go ahead and take my Real Techniques blending brush and I just blend everything out. And here I'm blending out the contour around my nose, just focusing it on the tip of my nose, and whatever is left on the sponge, I just drag it up on the sides of my nose. Going in with a smaller beauty blender to blend out my concealer. I'll also go back in with my Real Techniques blending sponge just to make sure that my contour and my highlight are blending together. I really try to make sure that everything that I'm doing, I'm blending out. I'll also go back in around my nose with the beauty sponge just to make sure that there are no harsh lines around my nose as well. Now, setting my eyes, I went ahead and used my Airspun loose setting powder, and I put this in all the places that I put concealer. So like under my eyes, around my upper lip, on my chin, down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, and also on the sides of my nose. I'll let it sit for a couple seconds and then just brush it away with a small stippling brush. And for bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and use my Benefit Hoola bronzer and just a big fluffy powder brush. And I'm concentrating that in all the spots that I put my cream contour, like the hollows of my cheeks, my forehead, my jawline, and I'll even go in with a smaller blending brush around my nose. And after we let our setting powder around our nose bake for a little bit, I'll go ahead and dust it away with that same small stippling brush. And then I take a smaller blending brush and kind of contour my nose. And then I just blend that out again with that same stippling brush. Now I'm just going under my contour and cleaning it up with that same setting powder. I don't leave this on for too long. I don't need to bake, so I'll just place it, and then once I'm done, I just go ahead and dust it off just to make sure both sides are even. Now going back to the eyes, for the lower lash line, I decided to use Pool Party from the Jaclyn Hill palette, just blending it out with a small pencil brush. Now I did put the setting powder underneath my eyes once again, even though we just dusted it off, just to make sure that it catches any fallout with both of these shadows. It'll catch any fallout that comes, and then I can just dust it away. I don't want to have any blue fallout on my eyes once I'm done with this. Just to be extra, I went in with another L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in Endless Sea, and I just took a small definer brush and really focused that into the lash line. So I just liked how those two mixed together. Never fails, whenever I put eyeshadow under my eye, it always gets in my eyes. Now I'm just dusting that powder away, and I'm using the brush I used for my bronzer just so I don't have like a full white cast over my face. Now going in with mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Volume Express in black, and I'm just coating my top lashes to make sure that they blend with my false lashes, and then I'll just go ahead and add a coat to the bottom lashes as well. In the waterline, I decided to use my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And for blush, I'm using Party by Tarte. So for this look, I wanted to give you two lip options. I really loved how this looked with a red lip, but I also loved it with a nude lip. So if you're not so comfortable wearing a red lip, you could definitely go with the nude lip and it'll look just as good. For the red lip, I used the Jordana lip liner in Sedona Red, and I just topped it off with the Kat Von D liquid lip in Outlaw. The combination with the red lip and like blue lower lash line gave me such Rihanna vibes. Now for the nude lip, I went in with the L'Oreal Infallible Lip Paints, and for the first shade I used 346, and then I went on top of that with 342 in the center. A simple eyeshadow look, a nude lip, and a pop of color in the lash line, you could never go wrong. So that completes today's look. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I love y'all, God bless, and you'll be seeing more of me.
Do you love me?